Good evening, welcome to the Sulk stream. I'm your host, the Incredible Sulk, and I hope you guys are doing well, fantastic, good, doing thumbs up, doing great. How you guys doing? It's getting close to Christmas, so that's cool, that's fun, that'll be something, right? No day wave for now, but yeah, until we get back in a day wave, this Sulk stream is what you got. So I'm sorry. I think it's a better show, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are out there achieving your dreams and being the best cult members you possibly can. Tonight we're going to be doing, I know I said we were going to continue the incel documentary that we were watching last night, but I was poking around and I found this guy and I couldn't not share him. And it's in roughly documentary form. I know we're free form with that terminology, but we're going to do it. It's a documentary, so we're going to do it. And holy shit. The dude is fucking bonkers. He's absolutely out of his mind, 100%. And I guess you could call it lolcow, but it's a deep dive on that. So you guys will like it. Trust me, you guys are degenerates and heathens and stuff. So I'm pretty sure you guys, it'll be right up your alley. 100% right up your alley. Anyways, let's just get started. Let's just do it, right? Thank you so much for coming to the Sulk stream. I hope you're having a great day. Are you ready? Get comfy, cozy. If you're working, keep working. If you're driving, definitely keep driving. That's very important. And stay safe, as always. So yeah, get your comfies, a bottle of wine, somebody you like or somebody you don't like. It really doesn't matter. I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk stream, and this is called the most entitled incel on YouTube. The story of Isaac Holmes. Enjoy.
Isaac Holmes, better known as Marshall Mathers IV, is often referred to as the next Supreme Gentleman.
Marshall Mathers, by the way. His name is Eminem. It's the same as Eminem.
Isaac is a tortured soul who has lived a life of agony.
I never had a $10,000 gaming PC.
He also hates
background
women.
noises first.
Most women, the vast
Scott,
majority
Tim, JD
of
Grabs,
these
Ray,
hoes
what's up?
are whores.
All the while being freaky as hell.
My four main fetishes are girls burping, farting, pooping, and peeing.
Today we are going through his digital footprint and exploring the twisted mind of Isaac Holmes. For real, this one is going to get dark, but also...
So I found this when I was doing my incel research, which I guess I haven't picked it up in a while because I used to look into it quite a bit, but now that I went back to it, I'm like, oh, there's like so much more material here that I can work with. So we might be doing a lot of incel stuff for a little while. So just buckle up for that. Buckle up for that.
I woke up and I got fresh as hell on a Monday. I can't go to hell, I went to church last Sunday. Last Tuesday I met a model on a runway. She said she wanna run away with me.
Scott says, oh no, not this guy. Do you guys know who this is? Do you know who this is? Is he somebody that I am just completely unaware of? Because I don't know who this guy is. But maybe JJ dug him up or something like that. Background noise says, do the farts move the shit or does the shit move the farts? The shit moves the farts. That's what it is. I'm positive.
In 2017, Isaac Holmes uploaded a video entitled I am 20 years old and never had a girlfriend.
I'm 20 years old and still a virgin.
There are many videos on YouTube in which men say...
I'll just start off and say this guy's an absolute psychopath. So, he's like a super duper psychopath.
Say that they have never had a girlfriend. Usually people find these videos endearing, seeing a quirky, introverted guy talk about his loneliness. It evokes sympathy from the viewer, and the comments are often
Ray says, isn't he the one who wants to fuck black women? Yeah, he wants to fuck black chicks. Damn it. I should have known better. I really should have known better, because obviously this is a lolcow guy. I don't know, you probably haven't seen this documentary specifically about him, but you definitely know who he is by now. All right, you guys are saying in the chat, yes, he wants to fuck black chicks and he likes farts and stuff like that. But I had to do it. I really did have to do it. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
However, in Isaac's video, the reception was very different. One reason why this could be is that he blames his situation on the women in his life.
It's definitely
he calls them bitches and hoes, and he shows disgust and disdain towards them.
It's definitely
the reason why I don't like those girls anymore is because they threw themselves at the most obnoxious douchebag guys ever. Because the guys that they were interested in, attracted to, threw themselves at, smoked and did drugs. So, of course,
the cool guys,
those goddamn bitches and hoes picked up the same stupid ass
Scott
bullshit.
says this guy isn't rap tight.
In this particular video, he laments that the girls in his school were having sex. Isaac is particularly mad at the fact that the...
I was listening to this in the gym, and I was like, what the fuck? He because he's completely against head and anal and stuff. Vehemently against head and anal, and thinks they're a sin and stuff like that, but likes poop and stuff. He likes poop.
Girls he knew engaged in oral sex.
Almost pretty much every single girl that I did have a crush on there started smoking, doing drugs, and sucking dick. And you know what? I absolutely, positively fucking hate that bullshit.
Firstly, these comments by...
He almost looks like, God, what is that actor? Bill Paxton? A little bit Bill Paxton. He's got good jaw structure. I'll give him that. He's just a psychopath. He bigs his head, and he probably never goes to the gym whatsoever at all, which is a real problem. It's a real problem. You should definitely go to the gym. I mean, you really should. If you don't do that, I don't want to be that guy to be like, oh, you should go to the gym. It's going to make you feel... It's just do it, man. Come on. It's part of the cult. It really is. It really, really is.
Isaac would lead to viewers accusing him of being an incel, as well as being similar to Elliot Rodger, the perpetrator of the Isla Vista shooting.
How sad is it he's not cool as one of the cooler incels, though? Right? He's one of the cooler incels. In the incel group, there's a hierarchy even in that. And he's low on that hierarchy. This guy's a saint. This guy is a saint to them. But this other guy who likes pee-pee in his face, he's just a normie in their world. It's gotta suck being the small fish in the small pond.
We will return to these accusations later in the video. These comments would be followed up in another video called I Hate Girls Who Suck Dick.
I fucking hate teenage girls and adult women who suck dick.
In which he seems to claim that in a perfect world, oral sex would be illegal.
I wish, more than anything, if this were a perfect world, I wish they would completely and totally forbid it. But no, teenage girls and adult women are willing to do it.
His reasoning for why he finds oral...
So what? He doesn't like other people getting head? Would he mind himself getting head, or is he just not into it? That's pretty strict, especially with all the... I mean, you guys... He'll list off the fetishes later. It's a strange contrast.
Sex so perverted and disgusting is that he believes sex was intended for procreation and that oral sex is unnatural.
It is disgusting It is sickening. It's revolting.
Background noise says, I learned that statistically the dirtiest place a guy can put his penis in is in the mouth of an American woman. Yeah, that was a South Park episode. Yeah, that was definitely a South Park episode. But I don't know. Dogs have cleaner mouths than women. I'm pretty sure.
It's gross. It's nasty.
Pretty sure.
It's abnormal. It's not natural. And originally, the only place a dick or a guy's penis, in other words.
In other words. Okay. All right. I'm glad how he's like translating it.
Was meant to be put in was a vagina, or in other words, pussy.
You'll notice that Isaac's gripes
No
with
shit.
women are usually specified towards teenagers rather than just women in general. We'll see later in the video that one potential reason this is the case.
Who did this on their show? Was this guy covered on Daywave or ROTC or like JJ's show? There's a lot of shows. Which one?
Is that Isaac is primarily attracted to teenage girls, and so Isaac is therefore the most resentful and feels the most entitled towards teenagers as well. But in addition to hating oral sex,
And what was it? Because I've been on the show for a while now. This was made 5 months ago. Did I miss something? Am I completely not paying attention?
Isaac has similar views
Yes,
about
sometimes.
anal
Most of the
sex
time.
as well. Isaac
Unless I'm talking on the show, I'm probably not paying attention. That's just how I roll, and no one's going to change it.
is extremely puritanical. He believes that women should be traditional and conservative. He shames women for not being virgins and believes that attractive women don't deserve any love or respect.
You know,
Hey.
most women in the West, and even not just in the West,
Okay,
but
weird.
pretty much all over this fucking world, most women, the vast majority of these hoes are whores, bitches, skanks, sluts, thoughts, hoes, you name it.
He said hose twice. So he seems pretty angry. He seems pretty unhit. So, like, okay. A lot of dudes, it's tough to get laid out there, right? But this dude has no chance. And not because he doesn't, like, look normal enough. He does. Right here in the woods, he looks like a serial killer. But, like, he looks normal enough, right? But he's crazy. He's super crazy. So he's not getting
They're
laid. That's what I'm trying to get
perverted,
at.
They're degenerate. They're the scum of the earth. They have no dignity, no self-respect, no modesty. They are not traditional in any way, shape, or form, in any sense.
Why do you think he's good at crosswords? Background noise says, I bet this guy is great at crosswords. You'd think he has some sort of skill, right? Because, I mean, there's crazy people out there. Everybody's good at something. Everyone has like a mechanical skill, or they're good at art, or they can write a good essay, or they have some sort of talent like that. Maybe this guy is a beautiful pianist, or I doubt that. Something useful. I can't tell you what that is.
They're not conservative or Republican, or hardly, anyways.
But furthermore, Isaac's disgust towards these things
Okay. Couch surfing, not everyone is mad at you when they say okay. This is not... Ray's not being like passive aggressive towards you. Okay, we're not mad at you. I have to reassure her like pretty often. No, it's okay. It's fine. It's all right. Like if the one side of the quesadilla is slightly more cooked than it should be, I'll still eat it. It's fine. Okay.
is particularly strange when we
Just
take
never do it
into
again.
consideration other videos that he has uploaded, such as one entitled My Fetish.
He just seems to know so many words. No, he said ho twice. And he lists a lot of words, but I think that's his whole vocabulary, dude. That's everything he's got. He's dumping all of his words into a shotgun and blasting them at you to make his point, which is he's sad and horny, mostly sad, like real sad and pretty angry, but sad, but real horny too.
Fetishist.
Real horny.
Guys, this next part of the video is going to be fucking grim. Like, just feel free to skip ahead using the chapter.
Okay, we're doing the fetishes now. So he doesn't like butt stuff or mouth stuff. Okay. So, and you haven't had a girlfriend in forever. 20 years old, you've never had a girlfriend once. And he refuses mouth stuff? Really? Though? I mean, like, cuz you're trying to get like laid, right? But you're not going to do mouth stuff. Butt stuff is different. Like, butt stuff is beyond the vagina, right? That's the next stop, right? That's the next base, if you will. So, but you won't even get a blowjob. You have to. Well, yeah, man. I mean, you're asking too much. You're asking just too much up front. That's what you're doing. You're asking too much up front. That's the problem. And you're weird. And you're like a serial killer type of weird. Like a super duper serial killer. Don't go hitchhiking and get into this guy's car kind of weird. Especially when you have your hood in the woods. You're wearing a hood in the woods. And it just so happens to be cloudy. That doesn't really matter. It just adds an ambiance that's not helping your case.
Or whatever.
My 4 main fetishes are girls burping,
Nice.
farting, pooping, and peeing.
Yeah. So that's the 4 horsemen, right? That's the 4 horsemen of the fetish apocalypse. But again, will not put his wiener in a girl's mouth. By no means will he do that evil thing of letting a girl do that to him. However, the poop is pure.
If I
Pure is the driven poop, as they say.
were to have a dream girl, or at least my definition of a dream girl would be a girl who would gladly and willingly
JD says, is he into golden showers? Yeah, I would imagine so, right? Like, what do you do with pee? What do you do with pee besides splash it in your face and drink it like a Gatorade? Yeah, that's it. Would you just like put it in the glass and put it up on your like shelf as like a collection, right? You know, sometimes people do like notches in the bedpost. No, you have champagne flutes of piss from each of your conquests. And if they did anal, you have poop in that cup. This is him. This is not me. This is not my dream scenario, okay? I wouldn't do that. Everything would be in shadow boxes, so I wouldn't have to smell it.
burp in my mouth.
Hot.
Like while we're making out and
Hot.
while we're maybe doing a French kiss or whatever, like when a girl sticks her tongue in a guy's mouth and a guy sticks.
See, we don't know anything about that. So I'm glad he explains what French kissing is. It's so weird to hear him call it French kissing, though, because that's weird, right? It seems so juvenile to even call it French kissing. And then you want a bitch to burp in your mouth? That's not the weirdest thing. I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's the weirdest thing. It's very weird. Don't get me wrong. That is very, very strange. That you would get the sexual jolly. Jess would do that to me to punk me, right? She would like eat a bunch of garlic and then she would burp into my mouth. And I wouldn't be, you know what she did to me the other day? She was like, come closer. And then she squirted me in the face with her boob. With the milk from her boob. She squirted me in the face and it got in my eye. That's a relationship. Not burping in your mouth, but if you're into that, you're into that. I'm not going to kink shame you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do that. This entire show, I'm going to be kink shaming this guy. The entire show.
His girl's mouth, and she just burps in my mouth, or just simply asks me to open my mouth so she can burp in it, and then I would swallow it.
Can I burp in your mouth? I could just have the visual in my head. Like she's walking by and then she just burps real quick in her mouth and then she goes off and she goes to the bathroom for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what chicks do in the bathroom.
And then
No. Isaac is extremely curious and interested in the aromas of a girl's farts. He is like a fart aromacologist or some shit.
of course in my face so that I could smell.
Why would you post this? Why would you post this about your fetishes and stuff? Ray Ray says you don't want to know what chicks do in the bathroom. I've been in a woman's bathroom, like, because, you know, my wife took me in there, and then so you have like a special pass. It's a different world. It's a different world. So you're probably right that I don't want to know what goes on in chicks' bathroom. Like, why do you need that much furniture? You don't need all that furniture in a bathroom. It's a different world, man. I felt uncomfortable immediately.
The aroma of any food that
Hey,
that
Joey.
I'm always curious and interested in being able to inhale and intake the aroma and scent and smell of any attractive, good-looking girl to see what food she ate that day. And I would be
It's so he's sniffing farts like a bloodhound, and he's all like tacos. That's nasty, bro. That's just weird. Dude, you can tell he's never been around any girl whatsoever. Like, maybe his mom, but not in like proximity, which is probably a real issue, right? Not in proximity enough to actually smell her farts. Because once you do smell a girl fart, and I'm going to go ahead and assume that most of you guys have smelled a girl fart at least once in your life. They're heinous, dude. They're like worse than man farts, like by a long shot, like by a good long shot. Some girls are worse than others, but like they don't sneak by you. They don't sneak by you, right? And I've never seen that as attractive. So, but whatever. I'm not this guy. Thank God. Thank God every day that I'm not. This guy's a serial killer. He's like a straight up serial killer.
able to obviously tell what foods or drinks that she had that day, and mixed with her vomit is just so fucking hot. It's just so fucking sexy. Again, at least to me it is. And I would also love it if, when it comes to a girl farting, if a girl would fart in my mouth or in my nose, to be able to not only taste her fart, but also smell her fart and see how it would smell, what the aroma would be like, because
See, I don't usually do stuff like this. But this guy is unique. He's like, and it was going down the same path as the incel thing that we were doing yesterday, and so I was like, fuck it, why not? And he's not disappointing. Anybody except for his parents and his family and any girl that might find interest in him, because I bet you at some point in his life there was a girl that had a thing for him. I kind of doubt that there wasn't, but he was just completely oblivious to that, because most men are just oblivious to that, right? It's just, we don't know. We're not asking. So he had no idea, right? And then it just kind of went away when she found out, let's say, about his proclivities. So it went away, and then so he lost the opportunity. But yeah, a disappointment.
obviously
A complete
it would be
disappointment.
different each time. Each fart would have a different scent, aroma, or smell, in other words.
A vintage, right? You know, you can catch them. If you get, one of those sealable jars, they like crank shut. They're like old timey, right? And they have like the rubber seal. It's like a ball jar. It's like a ball jar. Sorry, I'm blurry. Hold on. There we go. It's like a ball jar, but it's got like the rubber seal. If you put like a little piece of cloth in there and you fart into that and then you seal it up, right? And then keep it in there. You can open that up. You can open that thing up years later, and it'll actually stink worse. They do this to train police dogs. right? They have specific scents on cloth that they keep like airtight, and it will actually make the smell stronger for their dogs. So you can fart in a jar, you can legitimately fart in a jar and then save it for your elderly years when you open it up and then take a whiff of your youth. Or if you're keeping a girl's fart in there, you'll remember the 20s, right? And the songs of that era. And what she ate, which was hardtack or whatever they ate back then. I don't know.
And I would be very interested and curious into even knowing what each fart that she would release in my mouth or in my nose would smell like.
Isaac also believes that smelling farts is healthy, and only...
I know where he got that idea. All right? Because apparently there was some sort of article that was written by some scientists or something like that that said the smell of your own farts was somehow calming or relaxing. I remember hearing this years ago. I like the smell of my farts. I mean, nobody else does. So I don't know if that's true. My guess would be it's totally not.
And although he doesn't know if swallowing
Totally
a
not.
fart is healthy, he is willing to incorporate it into his diet nonetheless.
And I've
Couch surfing says if he wasn't such an obvious pussy, he would be a dangerous man. See, if it's just like, okay, couch surfing, you're pretty, right? And you're also pretty mean to people sometimes. And when pretty girls are mean to people, this is the first stages of that. And then he turns into a psychopath when you keep saying you're just a pussy and you're never going to do anything. And then he's going to like, you know what? She's right. I'm going to step up. I'd keep trying to get Jess to stop bullying people when we're in the mall, but she can't help it. And she's just like, you're never going to amount to anything when we just pass by random people. It's very sad. But then I just have to agree because she's my wife. So I'm like, she's right, bro.
Speaking of
She's right, bro.
Girls farting,
It's over.
I looked up stuff like
Couch surfing
that.
says beautiful women inspire people. Yeah, to do good things and bad things. And that is the history of time. That's everything, man. That's literally everything. Just chicks will be like, I'll do you if you do this crazy thing. And guys are like, okay, I can probably do that. And then that's history. That's how history unfolded.
Like, is it even healthy to smell a girl's fart? And actually, according to some experts and professionals,
Professional fart sniffers. I just wanted to be clear about that part. That there's a professional fartologists? Who studies farts? Flatulentologists. There you go.
it
That's what
actually
we got.
is apparently healthy to smell it. Now, I don't know so much about swallowing it, but I would definitely do that if I had
I would
that
definitely do that.
privilege.
If she wanted me to swallow that fart like a bong rip, in it goes. You hold it, right? And then you blow it out like that. Try to blow it up your nose. So you French inhale the fart. So let's see if I can do it. That's fart. That would be the fart he would be doing. He'd be blowing it out of his mouth into his nose in a circulatory fashion, just so his entire olfactory senses would get thoroughly bathed in the poop.
Opportunity, chance, and experience, I would definitely take that without a doubt.
Damn, bro,
Can
what a
someone
privilege.
please clip that?
When it comes to also
See if I can do a better one. Hold on. I did it.
burping and farting, I would, like, let's say I had like chips or a bag of cereal or something. If she were
That's
to like
weird. I'm watching another replay. That was a weird face.
burp in a bag of chips and roll it up, or fart in a bag of chips and roll it up. And
Ardenshire says, I was promised a great reset. Here you go, buddy. This is it. You thought it would be all cool with, like, I don't know, aliens or nukes or something like that. No, it's just spurgs being spurgs. And this is how society eventually crumbles. It's not going to be a big old dramatic turnover. It's going to be a whimpering. It's going to be like guys like this. And he'll live 80 years, right? Thinking this the entire time and being a net negative on society. And him and millions, tens of millions at least, of other men as well. Because, in China, there's like 30 million more single men than there are single women, which is a disaster. That's a disaster. Because what are those dudes what are they going to do when they get frustrated enough that they start going insane? They're going to start shooting places up. Maybe they'll invade a country or something and try to take their women. It's going to be a disaster. And I'm pretty sure they knew that was going to be the case when they instated that policy back in the 70s. Yeah, right. We don't need baby girls. Throw them into the dumpster. And then 20, 30 years on later, then you're like, oh, that's what those were for. Oh, shit.
And
Shit.
I would still eat that shit. I mean, like, I swear to God, and I would even want to eat it more, since it would
a bag of fart chips. That's what he's saying. Fart chips. He would, if like a girl, a black chick came and farted on his Doritos, they would be scrumptious to him and he'd gobble them up, right?
have, like, the remaining scent of her burp or fart in it. And
Hot.
Same with if I'm eating food, I would just love her randomly to fart on my food, regardless of what I'm eating, or burp on it,
Yeah.
to add some sexy stink to it. And I would want to have the pleasure of having wet wipes and being able to wipe her sexy fat ass. And
We can clearly see
Why post this on the internet? Joey said for attention, and okay, right, for attention, but like, what? This is not the type of attention you want. This is like the FBI kind of attention you're going to be getting. There's a dossier on him. I'm sure there's a dossier on all of us, but him a lot. This is like MK Ultra fertile territory, fertile ground. Usually they try to get them when they're young, right? There's some sort of gifted program and they start doing the MK Ultra stuff there. But if they're already, I imagine this is vaccines. If they're already like this from vaccines, that's easy pickings, right? That's easy pickings. You just change and monitor his algorithm a little bit. You could get him to do anything. Probably get him to think anything. This might be a test in itself. We don't know. He might be a test subject and it's going well, right? He might be a test subject.
we can clearly see that
JD Grab says flavorful, and that's gross. That's just super. Who eats fart chips? Fart Cheetos. This guy, apparently. That's poop, that's poop. You understand, the stink from a fart is not just aromas or whatever it is. It's little pieces of poop that are going into your face. They're going to go up your nose, right? So that's assault in a lot of cases. That's assault. If you intentionally fart so that somebody has to smell it, which I've done on airplanes, right? Jess, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's assault. That's just plain, and sometimes, in some cases, sexual assault. Bobby Lee, on the set of some movie or something like that, took a little girl's head and put it into his butt and farted just in front of everybody, right? And I think he got charged with like a sex crime or something like that. And Of course you would. Why would you not? He was doing it to be funny, and I can see the humor in it. I really can. I'm not like a wet blanket. I'm not a killjoy. However, I could see why people wouldn't take that as a joke, Bobby Lee. It was a good effort. But I think it was a little misguided. Better luck next time.
Isaac is some kind of doo-doo philosopher.
Ray says Bobby Lee admitted to fucking a kid in Mexico. I'm just not surprised even a little bit.
Providing us with a rigorous conceptual analysis of the difference between sharts, farts, and his own coined concept of poop farts. Fuck me.
What would be the most sexiest thing too is while she has shit still on her anus, fart. So not only am I inhaling and intaking the aroma and scent of her delicious poop that smells so good, but also a blast of hot fart air of her poop particles, and I call that a poop fart because a shark.
See, this guy's not real. This guy can't be fucking real. You're telling me this is a real person that like lives amongst us and like walks the day? There's no way. There's no fucking way a poop fart with a hot blast of fresh fart air over a remaining shit dingleberry thing, shit, just an unwiped butt and a hot breath of poop air. There's no way this guy is not trolling everybody, right? Is this just an expert troll? No, of course it's not. And that's what saddens and worries me. Really, 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 really worries me. Because this is a guy that would do this on the internet. So he's keeping much more personal, crazy shit to himself. Is that not insanely concerning to you? That he is putting this stuff on blast for the world, but like the truly dark motives that he has at the bottom of his heart are kept inside. So what is that? What is that? What are the dark parts of you? If this is the stuff that you're okay spreading around the planet, what is the stuff you're not okay telling people? What is that? We should put this guy in jail immediately. I don't care if he did anything wrong. He gonna
is a fart when you fart and you accidentally shit a little bit, but I call it.
Why is Eminem on the screen?
Poop fart is a word that I make up, is when you have shit still on your anus and you fart after taking like a big old shit. And you know, when it comes to it, you know, I'm really turned on by hot, sexy, attractive, good-looking girls shit.
Scott says ass shrapnel straight to the dome. And that's the way he likes it, right? It's like, you know, fart on my Dairy Queen, my sundae. And then I eat the whole sundae, right? And then I just, oh my God, the sexiest sundae. Just poop right in there. Poop right into it. Is there a name for this? Is this schizophrenia? It's not schizophrenia. Is it autism? I don't know. There's something wrong with this guy on a very, very, very deep level. And it's not just not getting laid, right? There's normal dudes out there that just don't get laid. Probably hundreds of millions of them, right? Hundreds of millions of really normal, probably nice, good-looking guys that just can't seem to get laid. This dude's a psychopath. He's a psychopath. And he's just letting us know that he's got a future in murder.
Shitting
For
because
sure.
I love seeing the anus like kind of push out and come out and then open up and just release that burst and blast of stinking so good poop particle air that I love so much. Well, obviously if it's coming from a hot, sexy, attractive, good-looking girl, that is.
You know,
She can't be a hag, you know. She's got to be tight and fit, right? Because it smells different. I'm sure he's right, though. I mean, like, An old lady fart, I would imagine it smells a million times worse than not an old lady fart. But that's just a guess. That's just a guess. And yeah, I don't know, but he's very specific about the deliverer of said farts. And hot black chicks, hot Latina chicks. Why? I mean, that's you. That's you. You do you. Or you don't do you. You should get treatment for this. This is a serious ailment. This is porn sick. That's what this is. This is porn sickness. This is him watching porn every day for probably decades at this point. He's only 20, so maybe only a decade, which is still really bad. And yeah, it's gotten to a point where it's just melted his brain, and that's all he can possibly think about. And the road to recovery is going to be a long one. Because again, he's porn sick, but he's not normal beyond that. If he wasn't watching porn, he wouldn't be like a Romeo, a Rico Suave type character. He would still be fucking weird, but he would be manageable. But no, he dove head first into the scat category on Pornhub. Head first, right into it. Right, he passed right over like the anal section and like the BJ section. And it goes, and he scrolled way down, and then he found the scat section. He's all like, "That's the ticket. That's the ticket."
Now that I think of it, I have never actually heard Isaac talk about how he wants to have normal penetrative sex with a woman. Like, it won't come up once.
Critical Thought says, how the fuck do you get addicted to a smell watching videos? Oh, dude, that's a really good question. I think he's addicted to what he imagines it smells like. Again, he's never had a girlfriend and probably no close female affiliation. You know, maybe the closest was like his teachers and stuff. I guess he did have sisters. So, you know, maybe it was them. Maybe that's the fart he wanted, right? He had a sister and he wanted to smell her farts. Actually, I know that to be the case because it goes into that. But so he was watching porn, imagining his sister's farts. He's a sick motherfucker. He's a sick son of a bitch, dude.
Throughout this video, he literally only
bitch.
talks about his hatred of other people who have sex, but when it comes to himself...
Alice is here even though she's on vacation. Even though she's... See, that's dedication. Okay, you guys? This is what it takes to build a cult. We need dedication. She's in another country somewhere, and she's still hopping on into the chat. I mean, a lot of you are in different countries, but she's on vacation specifically. She's still in the chat, putting in the work. Okay, I want to see some more dedication out of you guys.
I have never heard him talk about anything other than that sweet doo-doo. Isaac hates
Cult
oral
points,
and
yes.
anal sex and is yet the freakiest motherfucker on YouTube. Isaac has shown that he finds it hard to square his views on oral sex with his own fetish.
Alice says, I didn't even leave the state. You don't have to, like... You're on vacation. It doesn't matter. All right? You could be a staycation. It does. As long as I'm involved, I'm happy. I'm pleased. Right? You've done well. So you'll get some sort of promotion or extra rations. Alice gets extra rations. Obedient, jot that down, please.
Isaac would upload a later video entitled I Love My...
Is Obedient even here? Devil Sunbird's here. What's up? Oh, here we go. Devil Sunburn says, this dude is a pedo. Daywave and JJ covered this piece of shit. Yeah, I must have not been on Daywave at that point, and JJ makes... Yeah, that makes sense. But I have not seen him before, so I was like, oh my freaking God. So yeah, I had to. And I really should have known that somebody like this would have been covered by them already. I didn't think about it or care, really. I'm doing it now.
My fetishes, and in it Isaac goes on to justify himself by saying that he is only interested in hot women engaging in his sexual paraphilia.
I love that shit. All four of those things. Burping, farting, pooping, and peeing. And only, of course, when a
So, can you buy OnlyFans chicks fart? Like fart jars? Jars of fart? Because I know that one chick sold her bathwater and like dudes were like drinking it and stuff, which is, I mean, she's a stranger and she, whatever. Um, but there's got to be people that like fart into a jar and sell that fart to audience members like this. Because I bet you he doesn't have any money. But if he did have money, he would buy fart jars. Right? Can I sell fart jars? My farts useless. My farts are just no one wants my farts. My poor unwanted farts just go wherever I happen to be. And if I'm standing somewhere, I farted there for sure. Like, that's guaranteed. Even in this chair, I've farted several times.
attractive girls do it. You know, I'm not turned on by
Background noise says, yeah, I think some chick put herself in the hospital because of fart jars. You're going to need to explain way more than that. How? Like, she was making fart jars and she, pushed too hard and blew a gasket or something like that? Did she insert the jar into her butt? Which is how most, when you say fart jars and then hospital or jars of any, I imagine they're being inserted and then you have to go to the hospital to get them retrieved. But it wasn't a thing where she was making fart jars and then she passed out because she just didn't have any essence left in her body. That's super funny.
ugly girls
That's
doing
super
that
funny.
or average looking girls doing that. If it's an ugly or average,
Remember, not even average chicks. This dude isn't even an average chicks, right? They got to be top tier, right? They got to be Wagyu steak, like top, and probably 14 years old. But not the ugly ones, right? The top tier. He's got expectations. And, people have standards, right? Can you really blame somebody for their standards? Although his standards are straight up illegal. Can you really blame him for having standards, even though, yes, they are illegal?
looking girl, then I will in fact be turned off. I will in fact be disgusted by it. And my dick will not get hard.
I'm sweating. I don't care. Yeah. That's Jesus. Jeez, dude. Wow. So he's got a type, right? He's got a type. And you got to give it to him. The guy has his type. And if you're even below, if you're below 9.8, it's just not going to work out. He's the Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm sorry, I had to shove that one in there. Leonardo DiCaprio. Craprio. You guys get it. Moving on.
I will not get an erection. I will not get wet or want to beat my dick to a video of an ugly or average looking girl.
Critical Thought says, and on a real note on that, can you prolapse your rectum messing with it too much? That is something I would also like. My guess would be yeah, right? You can prolapse anything if you're rough enough on it, right? That's true, right? So why wouldn't a rectum be the same? And I'm sure a rectum is probably much easier to prolapse, right? Isn't that a thing? Like they have to retire porn stars early from that because if their butt will just rip out. And yeah. And so you can't have like an old porn star, so they retire them or like shoot them. I don't know. They shoot themselves. Porn stars do not have a good life after porn. They just don't. They are not happy people. They might be rich. Sure. Most of them, no. A couple of them, yeah. but they're not going to be happy ever in their life. They have money, which is cool, but that's not going to be, you're not going to be happy.
Burping, farting, pooping, or peeing. Absolutely not. It has to be an attractive one. It has to be a hot.
Background noise says the old bloody tulip. That, I don't know what that is, but it sounds disgusting.
Isaac would spend a lot of time detailing
disgusting.
all of his sexual proclivities. In the past, Isaac uploaded a video entitled My Dream Girl.
Alice says, glad I came into the bathroom to listen to this. Definitely not child friendly. Are you seriously watching my show in front of kids? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, because I don't want to feel weird. I don't want to, we talk about some fucked up shit on this show. And I don't have a filter. I straight up don't have a filter. It got blown out for, I don't know. Again, I blame the vaccines, but I don't have a filter. So that's why they don't allow me on YouTube. And X is like so on me. All right. So I don't know. I don't know what I can do about that. Oh yeah. Don't, not in front of kids. Not in front of kids. I mean, if they're your kids, that's your call, I guess. But this is not a kid's show. I'm not Jeffree Star or whatever, one of those trans. See, I'm on YouTube. I don't even know what I can really say because I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube either. Because I have a whole 19 subscribers on YouTube. I don't know why I even give a shit.
In which he describes his ideal partner. The partner would be a black or Latino virgin who has never had oral or anal sex, doesn't drink or smoke, but is also down to partake in Isaac's eccentric paraphilias.
Okay, right. Thought says everything can prolapse. Usually anal prolapse is gay men, but a straight woman can't. I mean, a bisexual woman, because remember we talked about this. There are no straight women. Let's just call it a woman can also prolapse, right? If she's not putting her guard up properly, let's say.
Dream girl would be a girl who is either black or Latina, and a girl who has never sucked dick. Never take dick up the butt like a slut.
Dude, I mean, dude. He's really judgmental, right? He's very judgmental. And maybe that's not helping. I don't think it could be helping his cause. I think it's probably hurting his cause quite a bit. Yeah, what is the deal with incels? They want the hottest chick in town and think they deserve that, even though even the ugly chicks aren't even giving them any attention. Why do they deserve? I see a lot of nice cars around, right? And if I see like a Lamborghini and stuff like that, I'm not like, oh, that Lamborghini would be so much happier with me. Why is it with that jerk? Because that doesn't make any fucking sense, right? That jerk probably had a lot of shitty cars before that, and now he's got a Lamborghini, and it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me that these guys just have no riz, just none. I mean, I know plenty of people that have absolutely no riz, and it's a shame, right? Because there's a lot you can get by with just based on pure charisma. There's a lot there's a lot of situations in life that you can legitimately talk your way out of, right? Not if you're a fucking idiot, though, and not if you're a psychopath either. So the people that don't have any sort of charisma, I do feel bad for them. Because you can't change that. You're born with it. I was clearly born with it. And it's really a curse, honestly. But now I lead a cult. So it worked out.
Never had sex underage. Or anyone else, for that matter.
You were clear.
Hopefully I would be her first, whoever that
You were clear on that.
may be if I'm lucky enough to find my dream girl in this corrupt ass world. And of course, a girl who has never smoked or done drugs.
Dude, like what? So you want a black chick / maybe a Latina, and blacks and Latinas, those are very different. Like those are different tastes, right? Like Latina, what are we talking Latina? We talking like heavily Spanish influenced Latina is basically a white chick? Or are we talking like an Aztec chick, which is like totally a different thing? And then black chicks are black chicks. So I don't know why you picked those two. Is it something about they're exotic? They got spicier poop? Their farts smell foreign? I don't know. I don't
At all in her entire life.
Isaac would also mention one of his attempts to slide into the DMs of a woman that he was interested in.
I was on Instagram about the time I made an Instagram account.
Arden Shire says, I think the difference in mentality is that when a normal guy sees a woman, at least my first thought is, what kind of baggage is she lugging around? That's the reason why she's single. So that's also a very bad way of looking at it too. Seriously? This is what, like, when a guy... I don't think anything when I first see a woman, because I'm married, right? And I keep my eyes on the ground. But I don't think what kind of fucking baggage that chick has, or like, you know, if a girl is good looking, I'll be like, oh, okay, she's good looking. Or if she's ugly, I'll be like, ew, she's fucking ugly. And then that's all of it, man. I don't think of them as people or characters that go even a little bit deeper than that. And you should think like that, because why would you want to establish a backstory for a stranger that you see on the other side of the room in a totally random place? We do that at the airport sometimes when we're bored, and that's a lot of fun. But I don't just do that. I don't just give brain power to something like that. Be like, oh, she's hot and she's alone. Why is she alone? She must be garbage. She's probably a prostitute of some sort, and, you know, gives AIDS to everybody she sleeps with, all of her Johns. And, you know, that's too much backstory. That's just way too much backstory. I'm already off, I don't know, looking at things, or I don't know, maybe it's ADD. Maybe I just have ADD and I don't have the time to weave intricate backstories for random people that pass me. Or maybe maybe it's fun to do. Maybe I should try it more often.
And there was this really hot girl, like, whatever, from Texas.
Thought says, man, I thought I was picky. This guy has so many specifications. Could you meet, I understand you're not a virgin. You have a kid and stuff. But could you? Right? Let's just say you met his specifications. You qualified. Congratulations, you get the green stamp. Would you / could you be in this relationship where on cue you have to fart on his breakfast? On cue. You have to have one in the fucking chamber, right? And if he wants his hash browns seasoned, you season those fucking hash browns. Could you do that? Would you do that kindness for him?
This, I think, or at least I'm pretty sure, black girl, but she was mixed. One day, just randomly, I don't know why, but I kind of do know why, but I don't know why I actually said it. But I simply just said straight up, can I suck a fart out of your ass or butt?
Coming in hot with the Riz. Coming in. Yo, can I suck a fart out of your butt like a bong rip? Oh my God, dude. And I'm sure she was underage. Thought says, wow, Sulk actually sounds enlightened right now. Does he have a fever couch? Who says I'm not enlightened? Who says I'm not enlightened? I could be super enlightened, but this could all be a charade, you know, a facade that it is not actually me. This could be a character that I am playing. And my real old soul self is actually highly enlightened, but I don't want to share that with the world because the world just isn't ready yet. How do you feel now, Thought?
Or something like that. And she replied very soon with, you ugly ass, potato headed looking N-word. Well, you ugly ass, old, or something like that, potato headed looking N-word. And
so he's 20. I'm sure the girl he was saying this to was probably 13 or 14 years old.
I love potatoes. I love eating potatoes, and I
boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Yeah, dude, potatoes are good. Potatoes. Let's talk about potatoes for a minute. Potatoes rock. They're like the best thing. And then you just find them in the ground and they're like resistant to war and stuff. That's why the Irish love them so much, because the English came and burned their crops so they can't have wheat, but you can't burn a potato. It's in the ground. So, and you can do anything with it. You can make it into alcohol. You can make French fries. You can make potato bread. Potato bread is so good. There's potato flour, mashed potatoes. There's like a million different types of potatoes you could do. And you can specifically live only on potatoes. It has all the vitamins and nutrients a human being needs in the right proportions too. You ever see The Martian where he has to grow potatoes on Mars? You can do that with potatoes. You can live off strictly potatoes and you'll be fine forever, for like ever. So give it up for the potato, right? It doesn't get enough love because it's just like it's an ugly tuber. So, but it really does a lot of heavy lifting in society. So, respect to you, potato.
I do agree 100% that my head and face shape is similar to that of a potato.
So you
Sweet. Sweet. Awesome, dude. At least you have that going for you. You understand that. I don't even know how it's potato. What's the shape of a potato? It's just potato shaped. I don't know.
You can see that Isaac's Riz is just out of control. And there's also the beginning of a theme here. Isaac has an ideal woman in his mind that he wants to manifest into reality. Rather than trying to meet people and see if he connects with someone, Isaac has...
Scott says potatoes are nightshades. Yeah, they are technically nightshade. And nightshade is poisonous to you. This is why you don't eat green potatoes, because green potatoes will kill you. So don't eat green potatoes. If a potato looks green, don't eat it, because it's poison. It'll kill you. Don't eat green potatoes. I'll say that again. I don't think I have to say that again. Don't eat green potatoes.
This laundry list of features a woman needs to have in order for him to even consider dating her.
If I can't...
Scott says, my dream girl is therefore Mrs. Potato Head, which would be fine. Right? But that's not... Mrs. Potato Head isn't a top-of-the-line filly. You know, me and Jess were in a bar in Tennessee, and like this old cowboy started talking to Jess, and he was like, I don't know, he was an old cowboy, right? He wasn't any sort of a threat or anything like that. And so we all got to talking, and Jess went to the bathroom or something like that, and the cowboy was all like, you got yourself a lead mare there. He referred to my wife as a lead mare, which in cowboy terms must be the highest of compliments, right? And I told Jess this, and she beamed. And a lead mare. It's very, very funny. He was a good dude, too. He was a nice dude.
Can't find my dream black girl who's a virgin like me,
Uh-huh.
Even if she's like 18 and she's really good looking,
He wants way younger. He's saying 18 now because he caught a bunch of heat, but
attractive, sexy, hot, gorgeous, beautiful, pretty, and cute, and does all those sexual things for me, and has never sucked dick, never taken dick up the butt, not even once, and actually...
So you're looking for a black chick that... Okay, whatever.
For real has never done those things, those vile, wretched things that are so immoral.
I like how there's just a gunshot in the background.
Like crazy and so evil and wicked, and
What is wrong
who
with
never smoked and did drugs.
What's wrong with the drugs, though? Like, you don't... And the smoking and the drugs, what's wrong with that, though? Like, okay, you don't want to... Incels always want to be the first in line. And I don't blame them for that. I don't, but you got to be realistic, right? It's not like that. I'm not saying it shouldn't be like that, because it probably should, right? We need to really reel society back in to like the Victorian era, where instead of bitches posting their ass on Instagram and stuff, you get covered up, not like a hijab or anything, just a little bit more modesty. We don't even have to go back to the Victorian era. Let's just go back to the 50s, right? I feel like society was healthier in general then, right? In general, society was healthier, and maybe that's due to women being less of complete whores, because they're pretty whorish today by the standards of any time period at any point in history. Pretty bad. But you gotta kind of accept that. What are you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna do? You're looking for a rare egg. Maybe he'll find it. He won't. He will not. 100%. He's gonna stay alone for the rest of his life, and probably get a lot worse mentally.
Like, if I can't find a girl like that, then I'm never going to get married. I mean, honestly, I would never want to get with a girl who's not going to be that type of girl for me. And that is my standard when it comes to a girl. That is my expectation. That is my demand. That is my standard when it comes to a girl that I would want personally, myself, and my opinion.
Background noise says no anal, but she has done the hot dog in a bun thing. Is that a deal breaker for this guy? So the hot dog in the bun is that when you put your wiener in between her butt cheeks and then you make it like go together like that? Is that what it is? This is the first time hearing of it, but that's what I assume that would be, and that sounds cool. See, I got Jess, honey. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, that would be a deal breaker. That would be a deal breaker for this guy, right? He wouldn't be into that. Even if it was like, well, it's not explicitly against my rules. It's kind of, it violates the spirit of, the list that I had going, right? The hot dog and hot dog in the bun.
Like your hot dog in my bun?
Yeah.
Okay.
See? I mean, it's going to work out for me, but not for this guy.
You know he's a pedophile, right?
Yeah, he's a pedophile.
Like 6-year-olds.
Well, he was saying like 14-year-olds. Okay, well, we're going to get further into this.
Background.
There's more background. This is 2 hours long.
I know this guy.
How does everybody know this guy but me?
I know this guy.
Am I just out of the loop?
Because one time I was like up early in the morning and Adonis Paul was doing a cover.
Oh, Adonis Paul.
JJ, I think, covered him too.
JJ, and apparently it was on Daywave too that I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah, that guy is crazy. I didn't recognize him until he took his hood off. I was like,
oh, yes, of course. Well, we're doing it again. I'm doing it. So now it's covered on all the shows except for maybe Frozen's.
Opinion.
However, despite all of this, the most controversial detail that Isaac would state while discussing his ideal partner was that they should be 14 years old.
Thought says the 50s sucked ass for women. It was like 1900, except the microwave food, thalidomide, and over-the-counter morphine. So the thalidomide didn't suck for the women. It sucked for the babies. OTC, over-the-counter morphine would be pretty cool. But also, this guy has like a serious thing against microwaves. Just a very serious, like a vendetta against microwaves. Why anybody would come to that conclusion, I have no idea. This guy is an enigma, and I'm just trying to figure it out. This is To Catch a Predator. I know this scene because I've seen every To Catch a Predator. I really like To Catch a Predator. I think they're fucking hilarious. They catch morons. They catch absolute morons. And how do you not feel bad when you trick somebody with an IQ of maybe 60 to come to a place and have sex with this young girl? And why not just lock him up for being stupid? Right? Because it just seems too easy. Seems too easy. Guys usually don't even know what they're doing was wrong because they're just that fucking retarded. Super, super retarded.
Well, not only that, he would love to make this underage girl perform and participate in his sexual fetishes for him.
I want a 14, 15-year-old African-American girl to be my girlfriend.
To fart on his french fries and stuff. And to give him the hot dog bun. Right? I'm going to try the I'm going to try that. I'm going to try the hot dog bun. Okay, so background noise, I'm going to, if that's my new thing, background noise, I'm going to credit you. And I'm going to be like, dude, the hot dog bun is the bee's knees. It's where it's at. I'm bringing mustard and ketchup in and I spray it on. God, I hope that doesn't become a thing.
Really bad.
I hope that doesn't become a thing.
And what I would truly love, and what I also need, is one that can burp on command, fart on command, pee for me, poop for me, and purposely get hiccups. Because those
Hiccups? How do you purposely get hiccups? Does anybody know how to purposely get hiccups? Hiccups just happen. And I don't know how somebody purposely gets hiccups. But apparently some guy had the hiccups for like 75 years. And so that like worries me. That you can get the hiccups for a very long period of time, and then there's really nothing you can do about it. Why is he sexually attracted to hiccups? That's weird. I don't get that. Okay, there's people who have like poop fetishes and pee fetishes and stuff like that. But hiccups? What's sexy about hiccups? I don't get that. I don't get that at all.
Those are all my fetishes.
Thought says you cannot purposely get hiccups. So I can't even remember the last time I got hiccups. I think the last time I got hiccups, I was pretty drunk. So, but that wasn't on purpose. That was just because I drank too much beer too fast. And then I got the hiccups because of that. But even then, it's been like a really long time.
Isaac is very repetitive, something we will see throughout this video, and because Isaac's statement was not incriminating enough, he would release another video saying that he wanted to date a 14-year-old girl. He would express a lot of anger at his audience because it isn't, quote, illegal, and I'm guessing he's trying to say that simply wanting to date a 14-year-old girl isn't illegal, like as opposed to actually acting on that desire. But nonetheless, Isaac didn't deny anything or apologize.
And it's not illegal for even a 20-year-old to want to date a teenager. It's not. For any of you punk-ass, pathetic, worthless worms, fucking maggots, who believe that bullshit out there. It's not fucking illegal. Sons of bitches.
Isaac
very
would finish
angry.
off this video by saying that he deserves an underage
Okay. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Wait. What is he saying? What is he saying? It's not illegal to want to be to want? I guess. But that's like a thought crime, you know. That is not illegal. I guess I'll give that to him. That's not illegal. But that is definitely going to lead to some illegal things. Wanting to steal money is not illegal. But stealing money is illegal. That's a stupid thing to say. That's a stupid argument. What are you trying to say?
girl because he has been through so much physical and mental suffering, and that he deserves everything that he has ever wanted.
JD says this freak has zero self-awareness. Dude. Yeah, obviously he has zero. He's got, I think it's much deeper than just not being self-aware. I think he's like deeply broken on the inside. Hold on. Finally, I love it. Hold on. Everybody hold on. Almost. There we go. Okay. Thank God. Okay. Background noise for $10 for the condiments. Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you so much, because I'm going to need a lot of ketchup. Like a lot of ketchup.
You can all perish in flames
So much ketchup.
because I do deserve the girl.
No, you don't. Mm-mm. You know why? You know how I know? Because if you did, then you'd probably have one. There would be a strong likelihood that you would have a girl. I'm not saying that everyone who deserves a girl or a girlfriend has a girlfriend. However, they're far more likely to get that which they desire, because they do just simply deserve it. Like, it's, what do you mean that you deserve it? Are you an Olympic gold medalist? Are you rich? What is it that makes you deserve that? I don't understand where he's coming from. Is it just because he deeply, deeply, deeply wants somebody to fart into like his chips? Because that doesn't mean you deserve it. That just means you really, really want it. But you've done nothing in your life to even make yourself a better person to attract women. That's what you really need to do, right? It's not about being a PUA, which is a pickup artist, or going out and like trying to finagle it. It's just about making yourself better enough to attract women, right? That's what you're supposed to do. It's not the other way around where you have to hunt them down. It used to be like that, right? Where you could just club them and then take them wherever, and then they're yours, essentially. Actually, a lot of countries still do that. I think if you kidnap a girl in Pakistan and have her for a certain amount of time, she legally becomes yours. How wild is that? How wild. If you could kidnap a chick, and then as long as she stays in your house for like a month or so, maybe even less, then she legally becomes your property. What? Well, whatever. You know, I'm sure this guy would enjoy that, but if you woke up in this guy's basement, you're going to die. If you're like, okay, thought, if you woke up, you're chained to a pipe in some dingy basement, and this guy walks down the stairs, what do you think's going to happen to you? What do you think is going to happen to you? Specifically thought.
That I talk about in my videos. I do deserve a girl like that. Whether you want me to have one or not, because I deserve a girl. I've been through hell and so much bullshit emotionally and mentally.
Get that fixed. Get that fixed, right? Get that fixed. Emotionally and mentally, get that fixed, all right? And then you might have a better shot. And also, you're not going to get, like, the top tier. You're just not, dude. You're just not. This is delusion. This is deep, deep, deep delusion. That's what this is. He feels like he deserves something because he exists, because he had a shit go at it. And I feel for him. And it sucks that you had that experience in life, that you got a bad hand. And on top of that, you have some sort of mental illness, which is progressively getting worse, it seems like. So I feel bad for you. But that doesn't entitle you to ruin somebody else's life, because that's exactly what you're going to do. That's exactly what you're going to do. If any chick even dreams of getting somewhat involved with you, you're going to ruin her life and probably kill her family. At least that's what you look like. That's the vibe you give. That's the vibe you're giving off, right? Thought, did you answer? She said, I'm going to set him up for the fart, then suffocate him with my ass cheeks while I bite his dick off until he hemorrhages. So you're just going to give him exactly what he wants. Okay, well, we know Thought's we know how Thought's going to handle it. She's just going to give in.
I deserve all the things I've ever truly wanted.
Critical Thought says, or I will hide a blade up my ass and bear down when he touches his mouth straight to the brainstem. Okay, so very planned out. I didn't say you had to be naked in this scenario, by the way. You were clothed in the scenario. In my head, you had clothes on, so you didn't need to keep a knife in your ass. You could have kept it in your pocket. Just saying. But if that's your scenario, if that's the life in your head, you're like, I'm naked in this. Yeah, that's something you can do. How are you going to keister a knife? Are you going to poke out your insides? You're going to poke out all your insides, and then you're going to deliver it to him like Alien with a tiny mouth, like straight through the back of his skull? That's your plan? You're just going to flex until it shoots a knife out of your ass? Okay. Can you do that? Can you specifically do that? Can humans do that? I don't think so.
We will get back to Isaac's life trauma later.
I mean, that's an interesting thought experiment, though, right? Can you hit a target? Can you shoot a knife out your ass and hit a target, like one of those places where you throw the axes? You know, Jess took me one for my birthday one time. I was really good at it.
On, but naturally, this video would
really
receive a lot of backlash, and Isaac would take the video down. In the aforementioned video, I Love My Fetishes, Isaac spends the first half of the 40.
Oh, Critical Thought says, obviously I'll be naked except for blackface. So she'll be wearing nothing but a racist caricature. That's what she's going to be doing. It's just going to be blackface, right? The rest of her is just plain old white thought. But she will be naked in the scenario in her head. Even if she gets dragged down there and she wakes up with clothes on, she's going to be like, I don't need any of this. And then she's going to get naked. Throw her clothes across the room. Just so she doesn't have that. To make her feel extra vulnerable. What the fuck, Thought? What is wrong with you?
40-minute epic saying that he was wrong for what he said about preferring an underage girl, but then goes on to say that having sex with underage women is natural and normal, and in the same video, he would also make the infamous hebephilia.
Noel, you probably know this guy we're talking about. But if you don't, he's like deranged. Deranged. And the Thought has a method of killing him in a very specific way. A very specific way.
Is not pedophilia defense, and this would just make many people believe Isaac was not sorry for what he said. Really, His apology can be summed up as, I don't want a 14.
Background says, thought is going to make Lorena Bobbitt look like a pussy. Oh my God. That's an old reference. That's an old reference. But everybody knows who Lorena Bobbitt is. However, can we talk about the double standard of Lorena Bobbitt? If a man were to cut off a woman's sex organs and then throw them in a field, I don't think a bunch of fat black bitches on The View would be giggling about it. Right? That's just, right?
Year-old girlfriend, but it's not a big deal that I do. And Isaac would continue to make defenses for his attraction to underage girls up until this day, and we will revisit this later in the video.
Because I'm not a pedophile.
Yes,
a
you are.
pedophile, in case any of you don't know, which clearly many of you don't actually know exactly what a pedophile is. And what a pedophile actually is someone, whether a man or a woman, who's a grown man or grown adult woman, who is sexually attracted to little kids.
So he's doing the difference between a pedophile and a hebephile, I'm pretty sure, which is a pedophile is prepubescent and a hebephile is post-pubescent, but still legally underage. But you explaining that makes you sound like a pedophile. You understand that, right? You explaining, no, I'm not a pedophile. I'm a hebephile. So, no, you still sound like a pedophile. That's what a pedophile would say. Pedophile.
It's like children. Like people who are like...
Right? That's what a fucking pedophile would say, right? He'd be like, no, it's not pedophilia. It's a slightly different semantic term that makes it less bad, I guess, for him. Some sort of justification.
Kids, little kids, prepubescent children, people who have not gone through puberty yet. When it comes to girls who are 14 to 15 years old, those people at those ages have already gone through puberty and by like the age of 15 are already done, like going through puberty. And actually, even according to scientists, experts, and professionals,
professional fart sniffers like the ones before, they're also pedophile experts. They wear many hats.
and
they wear
according
many
to their
hats.
statistics, it's
Farmer Chewy says, thought you have a gun. Why do you go ass blade? Because that's cooler, right? That's just way cooler. Have you ever seen the movie Blade? It would be a lot lamer if he didn't use blades. It's just, it's her fantasy, right? I didn't even say she had to be naked. She insisted on being naked in a dingy, basement, chained to a pipe. I didn't say that. You could have just kept it in your pocket or done anything, literally anything else besides sat on the man's face, right? This is thought. I'm like, what would you do in that situation? I'd give him what he wanted till he died. That is Thought's. That was Thought's idea. She was like, I'm going to sit on his face till I suffocate him. So you're both winners, I guess. You're both winners.
Very normal for girls at the
Touche.
age of 15 to give birth or to get pregnant at that young of an age. And actually, they even say that that's probably even the
Critical Thought says, yeah, if you ever find yourself mansplaining your desire for 14-year-olds, KYS, just KYS. Yeah, that looks bad, dude. That looks bad. Like you defending that you want... Hold on, I gotta get the cat.
healthiest age and time in any woman's life to get pregnant and to give birth.
Isaac has also stated that when he was younger, he was attracted to his younger sister and would masturbate to the idea of her farting.
And the thing that I want to say too in this video is I never fucking touched my sister or any of them for that matter. Not even.
Super, super, super weird. Super weird. Super weird. So he had the hots for his sister. Had the hots for his sister. Okay, moving on.
Even the one that I used to be a very long time ago that I used to be attracted to. and aroused by whenever she would burp or fart. And every time she would do that, I would just simply go to my own room in private and beat my meat. Not that that's any of your business or
Of course Daywave has done this already. Of course JJ has done this already. Of course they have. Of course they have. I don't care if I'm just late to the party. This dude is fucking crazy. So your sister like farts and then you have to go to your room. You know that they knew, right? You know that they knew that you're a fucking psychopath and that's exactly what you were doing. Dude. Holy shit. Wow. That's not great. That's not positive. He should have been he needs to be in an institution or something. It's unsafe for him to be on the streets. Right? For him to be out amongst the living and stuff. It's unsafe. Right?
concern. And guess what? That's not a crime. It's not fucking illegal anyways.
He would also admit this to people in the DMs, which would then be leaked, presumably because the people he
Thought says maybe you're asking for a gun too, to each their own. Have you seen those butt plug guns? They're butt plugs, but they have a 22 round in them, right? And you put it up your butt and it just sits there snugly. And if you flex, I guess the bullet goes off. So don't sneeze. I don't know. I don't know if that's a real device. I saw the idea somewhere. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. In a last ditch effort, I would prefer to have the butt plug gun than no butt plug gun. That's just me.
told were actually trolls, just pretending to be his friend to try to get information out of him. But before you rush to judgment, Isaac states that he has stopped masturbating to his sister, and the reason he gives for no longer doing this is that his sister is a whore, and that she has been a whore for many years now.
So he's not turned on by his sister anymore. Because apparently she's a whore. She probably got a boyfriend or something like that. Or she got married or something. And then he lost interest because she's not 14. And she does the hot dog bun thing. Right? Because he has no idea what sex is. He doesn't know what sex is. He knows what porn is, but he doesn't really know what sex is. So he just imagines the hot dog bunning people. I can't believe you told me about that background noise, because now I'm like, now I gotta try it. It's somebody. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Even though there was only one of my sisters that I was ever sexually attracted to, which was many fucking years ago. Back when I was a fucking teenager. Back when I was 15, 16, 17 years old in 2012, 2013, and 2014. I haven't been sexually attracted.
No, quick thought. It could be a real thing, right? I saw the schematics for it. It looked like it would work. Okay. I didn't see the finished product of the butt plug gun, but theoretically it would be a one-shot device, right? But theoretically it would work. You could you could build this. If you know somebody with like a lathe or like a machine shop, you can have somebody build you a butt plug gun. I don't know how the ATF would feel about that, but maybe they don't have to know.
To her for many years of my life now. Why? Because she's a fucking whore.
This sounds like Isaac is just a fucking horrible brother and person, but guys, Isaac clarifies that the vast majority of women are whores to him, so I guess it's nothing personal.
Most women, the vast majority of these hoes are whores, bitches, skanks.
Dude, this guy spends so much of his time thinking about women. All of it. All of his time thinking about women. And that's kind of gay, right? I mean, I know how that sounds, but it's gay. That's gay, right? You're constantly thinking of like boobs and stuff. You're not thinking of like cool shit, like things that don't involve girls, that sounds lame. Right? That just sounds lame. You got nothing going on. Right? You just constantly sit there and seethe with hatred because you can't hot dog bun a girl. Right? And if you do get the opportunity, she has to be black and virgin, and she can't ever have smoked weed in her life. You got a list of requirements that is just out of this world, bro. And you think about women too much. He's addicted, heavily addicted to porn. This is porn addiction right here. Right that face right there. That's what that is. All day, all night, 3-4 times a day. That's what that is right there. Yeah, and he just thinks about, you don't think about anything else? You don't have a hobby? You don't have a fucking hobby? Is that it? Just it? You just pound your shit to like farts and stuff? Dude, go to the gym. Go for a run or something. I don't know. Cool off. Take a break from the internet. Right? If you're having trouble controlling yourself to that point, you should just cut the modem, right? That comes in your house, you cut that shit. And then just don't get that fixed and just let it simmer, right? Clear out the air in your life. This is deep into it. This is like, but also he's super crazy.
More trolls would go on to leak DMs from Isaac after having pretended to be his friends. Some of them also including Isaac saying he would let his own mother fart on his face.
Maybe she's got big boobs.
God damn it. Isaac is very open about the fact that
Maybe.
he is a virgin. He also spends a lot of time denouncing premarital sex, oral sex, and anal sex, as well as just...
Noel says, make one thought, you'll sell millions. So Thought's going to be a weapons trader, right? Like, she's going to be a weapons dealer. And the bang bra is a good idea, though, right? But keeping a gun in your bra is not a new idea, all right? I mean, they were doing that in the old Western times. You should get a Derringer, though. You should absolutely get a Derringer. Thought, you should absolutely get a Derringer. I would love a Derringer, just because I think they're cool. But yeah, you should get a Derringer. Are they still in? People don't use Derringers anymore. Sucks.
Promiscuity in general. Isaac is very adamant about his potential partner having to be a virgin, and that he would rather stay single for life than date a non-virgin woman. Isaac has also said that he wouldn't even be friends with other men who are not virgins.
I'm in Grand Rapids. I can take you out and introduce you to my friends who are girls. All you need to do is experience places other than you're in the Redman.
He looks like he lives in a fairly nice house. This is a fairly, so this is his parents' house, right? This is a fairly nice house. You're not poor. I mean, you're probably not rich, but you have a nice middle class lifestyle. And that's becoming rarer and rarer. And but yeah, you have no chance. You have no chance of getting with any woman. It's just because you give off this serial killer look. It's in the eyes. You see the eyes?
Hey, Kapak, I wouldn't want to hang if you're not a virgin, if you're not an incel, personally.
God, how sad. How sad. Because, like, I have sons, right? And it would break my heart if they grew up to be like this fucking weirdo, right? So how sad is it that his parents are like, oh man, he's just gonna be like this. What do we do? Like this, he's just fucking weird, man. He's just weird. That would suck. But I feel like the signs would be there early. I feel like you would know pretty early on that you're dealing with kind of a psycho. So yeah.
If you're a man whore, if you believe in sex before marriage and underage, and if you believe that it...
I'm sorry. The underage part, you just threw that in?
It is good or okay or normal for a guy to stick his dick in a girl's mouth or a girl to take dick up the ass, then we cannot be friends. I'm sorry.
I think there is strong evidence that Isaac's views on this are not really well reasoned, but stem from deeper issues of entitlement and insecurity.
Insecurity. That's it. 100% it's insecurity. I think he goes into this because he thinks he'll get made fun of for being a virgin if he is with a non-virgin girl. So it definitely is insecurity.
The first reason is because his beliefs around purity do not make sense given his own paraphilias. But another reason it is likely that Isaac's views on this stem from insecurity is that Isaac strongly believes that a non-virgin woman would make fun of him and mock him for being a virgin.
A-Town, would you ever drop your virgin standard? No. A-Town, I would never. You know why? Because a woman who's not a virgin has slept with lots of men.
De facto, if you are not a virgin, you have slept with lots of men. It's just how it works.
And a non-virgin woman, would make fun of me for being a virgin and would tell me about being a virgin to her other girlfriends, who would also make fun of me and mock me and ridicule and shame me and bash me and harass me constantly. And that's an absolute fact, regardless if you want to believe it or not.
Yeah, that's a self-esteem issue. That's a really, really... I wonder how his relationship with his parents were. I bet him and his mom are not great. I bet him and his mom are at odds pretty regularly. So, yeah, this is a serious... That's self-esteem. That's on you, dude. Who gives a shit if they make fun of you? Honestly, they're women. Who gives a shit about their opinion in general? They're not gonna... What are they gonna tell each other? Oh no! They're gonna tell each other and they're gonna make fun of me. Who gives a shit, dude? Why do you care? Why would you care? I don't understand. Does he also need, like, the respect of the... I don't know. This guy's insane. This guy's absolutely fucking insane.
A non-virgin woman would just make me feel like dirt.
Critical Thought says, can you skip to the end where he kills himself on camera? Again, this is pretty long. And I haven't gotten through all of it. I don't think he kills himself on... Is there a peak? No, there's no peak. But Thought, I think you are probably not too far off from what actually will happen. If it hasn't happened already. He seems like the type, and he seems like he likes attention. Oh, he goes into this whole thing about being famous. He goes into this whole thing about being famous. A non-virgin woman
would also be into sucking dick and taking dick up the ass.
This suggests that Isaac's views on this issue stem from his own feelings of inadequacy. And in addition, as was probably obvious by now, Isaac is an admitted porn addict.
Hey, Marshall Mathers IV here. I just want to tell you guys why it is literally...
You see, time has passed because he has facial hair.
Impossible for me to stop watching porn and masturbating every single day, like 2 times, 3 times a day, every single fucking day of my worthless, miserable life.
It's hard to imagine why a virgin woman saving herself for marriage would want to be with a full-time gooner who is constantly jerking off to scat.
That is, and yes, scat porn too, right? That is his full-time gig, is gooning. He is a professional goon. That's what he does. He doesn't have a job. He just sits and jerks off to fart porn all day long. What a life. What a life. Dude, I'm constantly busy. I'm always doing something. And this guy, he's always on his computer watching porn, jerking off. And I'm like, damn, dude. I wouldn't do that, but just to have the time seems like it would be nice. But I mean, you're misusing it, clearly. But if I had that time, I'd play video games. Or I would do something else. I would pick the guitar back up because I feel like I haven't been playing the guitar a lot. And I really enjoy playing the guitar. I would gain a skill. I wouldn't just jerk off to fart porn every single day. Forever. Fart porn every 2 or 3 times a day. You have no hobbies. Nothing. There's no reason to go outside of the house. Me and Jess met because we were stand-up comedians. I was a stand-up comedian and I was much more established, but she just started. And then we got together. And then because we had a fucking hobby in common, right? We did something which had a community of people. And you're not going to do anything. You're not going to go to a fart porn convention. And if there was one, I would be there. I would be there with cameras. And then me and Jess would go and we would be interviewing everybody. But there's not one. And if there is one, please send it to me. But there's not one. Unless there is one. You're not going to find any chicks doing that. I'm just saying. You know. And that on top of you being an absolute psychopathic serial killer type. Hasn't killed anybody yet, but definitely will. Definitely will.
Yeah, and fart porn. What I find interesting is that you can see Isaac as both repelled and fascinated by sex at the same time. His feelings of inadequacy make him all...
Couchsurfing says, I would participate in a fart contest, and I would not let you do that. Because it's a fart porn convention, honey. And I don't want people getting turned on by your farts. It's not what I'm into. No. Hard no. And maybe I don't appreciate your farts as much as some men would. I'm going to have to live with that. But no, hard no. You would win. Hands down, you would win. I'm not saying you wouldn't win, okay? It's just, it would be weird for you to fart into a microphone and then have a bunch of dudes cheer. It would just be weird.
also fear and loathe sex, such as is exemplified by his disdain for non-virgins.
It would be
Another
weird.
theme here is how adamant Isaac is about his views. He doesn't just state his own preferences, like that he doesn't like oral sex or that he would prefer to date a virgin. Instead, he has a burning hatred for these things, and he refuses to date or even be friends with someone who doesn't agree. And this adamant hatred doesn't just apply to his views on sex. Another thing Isaac shares a burning hatred for is microwaves. Yes, like literally the thing that you heat up your leftovers in.
But I absolutely, positively hate microwaves. And if I could, of course, if time machines existed, I'd go back in time and at least try to stop the idiot who invented them in the first place, because I think they're the worst and most terrible invention ever invented. And if I...
Microwaves, and if you had the opportunity to travel back in time, let's say travel back in time once, and he goes and kills John Microwave, you're not going to do anything else? You're not going to literally do you could solve a lot of issues, man. You could solve a lot of problems. In your own life, you could go and buy a bunch of Bitcoin for like $1 and be a billionaire. But you're going to destroy the microwave? What did microwaves do to this guy? You know what? This is like a mom thing, isn't it? This is him and his mom, and she did something like put his hamster in a microwave just to punish him because I don't know. She wanted him to sniff her farts? I don't know, dude. I don't know the complex backstory that this guy has. I'm not that kind of... I don't do that. but there's something going on, and throwing microwaves into it just seems. That's just like, that's so weird. To hate microwaves. Why? Just don't use a microwave. Just don't use a microwave. You can let other people use microwaves. What's your fucking problem with microwaves? What's your fucking problem with microwaves? Don't use it. I don't use my microwave all that often, but I have one just in case I do. But just ignore it. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
If I were to ever have friends, I would hope.
He doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have any prospects on the female. He doesn't have a job. He hates microwaves with everything he has in his soul, which is understandable. What the fuck? He sits around and he just jerks off all day. You're not going to be mentally healthy. You're just not going to be mentally healthy. Jesus. Dude, what the hell?
They would hate microwaves, otherwise our friendship would be toxic.
Anybody you're friends with it's going to be toxic regardless. Because you are the toxic person. I hope you see that. I really do. I hope you see how toxic you are and how mentally unstable you are. Right? Why microwaves? I really don't get the microwave thing. There has to be some story behind it. And it probably involves like his cat dying or a gerbil or something like that. I don't get it. But it has to be something like that. His mom punished him and took away his fart porn. Where do microwaves fit in? I have no idea.
I would hope
I have no
I
clue.
ever had a girlfriend, or for that matter, a wife, I would hope to God she too would hate the microwave. Because otherwise it'd be a toxic relationship. And
we are a no microwave family. He's got like the sign out front, right? And there's a microwave with a circle and a line through it. So people know when they come to his house, you're not getting anything quick. Right? If you want something hot, and you gotta have to wait, right? We gotta fire up the oven, and it's gonna take a minute. But no microwaves in this house.
that marriage would definitely end very quickly.
Over microwaves, over a microwave oven. That marriage would end immediately over a microwave oven.
Again, he hates microwaves so much that he needs his potential partner to also hate microwaves as well. You can see that Isaac has a very rigid mindset and has zero flexibility.
Thought has a theory. I think his brown-skinned babysitter, okay, probably around the age of 14 or 15, would stick his head in the microwave, and when he finally came out for air, it would be right into her ass air. And then he's into it now. And so he hates microwaves, but loves black chick farts because it reminds him of freedom.
Flexibility when it comes to these issues, an aspect of Isaac that we will come back to.
Critical Thought does not like this guy, right? She says no, he needs a lead implant to the cerebellum.
We have seen that Isaac engages in a lot of very bizarre horny posting and incel rants. But as horny as he is, Isaac is even more of a doomer. Isaac has uploaded literally hundreds of videos detailing how horrible his life is, and Isaac has shared with us many of his trials and tribulations that he was unfortunate enough to endure. In these videos, Isaac constantly describes his life as a living hell. What were these tribulations that Isaac had lived through? Well, one of these hardships is that Isaac's parents never bought him a gaming PC.
Those bastards.
I never had a $10,000 gaming PC.
What? There's too many zeros.
Or in other words, gaming desktop. That is the most and main electronic that I truly want, desire, crave, and so dearly and greatly wish I had, and of course have, since I was 16 years old.
I got a 4090 in this bad boy, and I never use it. And no, you can't have it. It's mine. I got 2 monitors. This is a nice rig. It's a real nice rig. And I just bought it for streaming. Yeah, it's way more powerful than I need. I spit on you because I have something that you want. Oh, I'm also married and I have kids. And then my wife farts on my face. I don't exactly ask her to do it, but she'll do it. Sometimes if I wanted her to fart in my face, she would do that. She would do that in a fucking second. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want that. I don't want that, Jess. I don't want that. But she would do that. She would absolutely do that. And I have a nice gaming PC. And like a million other things that you don't have. I'm not trying to like brag about it. I'm just trying to flex on this dude right here. Because he sucks. And I think it's funny that I have this PC and I don't even use it. And then you don't have that. Or a fucking job. You don't have a job to get. You know how much a PC costs? Like, you can get a real nice PC for like $1,000. You can basically run pretty much anything you want for $1,000. You can't scrape together $1,000. How do you live? You live with your parents. And, I mean, he's young. I'm not going to blame him for being young and living with the parents. But you don't even have a job. And you just fucking sit around and jerk off to fart porn. So, what makes you think why? And a $10,000 PC? What kind of PC is that? That is what are you doing with that? I don't know what you would do with a $10,000 PC. I'm sure there's specific PCs that you would need that kind of power for, but I don't know what it is.
In the year 2013 for the
Critical Thought says, Jess, read between the lines. He wants it. I don't want it. I don't want you to fart in my face, Jess. Not when I'm like sleeping. Nothing. No. This isn't me trying to like finagle my way around and be, oh, I'm dropping hints. No. This is a no means no situation. And me being a guy means that my no means no, actually. Yes. Yeah.
past 4 years, my life
If I was a woman and I said no, it wouldn't mean anything. But if I'm a man, so my no means no.
has been nothing.
There you go.
But
That's a hard fact.
Living hell emotionally and mentally.
Oh shit, it's 10 o'clock.
Literally. I have been depressed.
Okay, well. Rendering animations? Yeah, I could see that. Like if you're like super into Blender. But I mean, my 4090 can handle that too. It's not going to be like the fastest, but I don't think he's rendering animations like that. So I don't think he needs a $10,000 PC, right? Well, thanks for coming to this fucking freak show, you guys. That was interesting, and it was a little different. I don't usually do lolcows, but I feel like that was a documentary, so it went in. So there you go. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I really hope you did learn something. That there are dangerous crazies out there, and thought I'm gonna give that guy your number. I'm gonna find that guy, and then I'm gonna give him your details. So watch your back. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming. Do the butt knife thing. Do the butt knife thing. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great evening and stuff. There's no Nightwave tonight, so go off and do your things. Please hit the like button on your way out. I would really appreciate it. And thank you so much for joining me and being fun and being cool and being fans of the show. I appreciate that. I really do. You get out there and you make me proud, okay? Be beautiful, be strong, be brave, be excellent cult members. Get a good night's sleep, drink some water, and take care of yourselves because I care about you too. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Good night.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, Black Ness Monster 2, government lies they're feeding me, they're due. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth, setting fire to their control. I got small nipples, but my voice is loud, born like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke, unraveling the madness with every word I spoke.